just like that, it's done. So that tends to be my breakfast with some milk most mornings. Hello. Welcome back to another video. It is Sunday the why does my watch never do what I want it to do? Sunday the 22nd of February. Isn't that crazy? This year is going fast already. Sundays are one of those days where I wish things opened longer. I know that Sundays it's good that, like in other countries, I think shops completely shut. And if you live in places like London or Manchester, shops open later and then close later. That's what I prefer, because everything shuts at 4 and it's now 4:20. So it's like, I kind of feel at this point in the day, I kind of want a hot chocolate. I want to go out and have a hot chocolate, but there isn't many places around here to do stuff like that. And if you went into town, I think there might be the odd place open. Like we have a Canoops in town, and that does hot chocolate, I think, till 6. But then all the shops are shut, and it just feels like pointless driving in because it's not super close. So yeah, anyway, what am I doing? I'm waffling. I guess I'm giving context to the day, and welcoming you back to my little world. So as I said, Sunday, instead of going out to have hot chocolate, I am watching the football. I'm sitting on a sofa in our kitchen area. We've got a sofa at the end of the kitchen, and I'm watching the football. It's going to be the Arsenal versus I know how to say versus Tottenham, so the North London derby. That is going to be on very soon. If you're not into football, well, I'm really into football, basically. Actually, talking of that, I spoke yesterday on my Facebook. I asked people about at football grounds, if you go to football matches or any sport, to be honest, whether there's gluten-free options. And I was shocked that I think at this point, last time I checked, there was about 500 responses from people saying all different football grounds or like sporting venues across the UK and their experiences. And I must admit, most of them are negative. There wasn't many gluten-free pies. So I think this is something we need to change. So if you're watching this and you also have been to like a football match, a rugby match, or any match, if you're in another country even, like if you, I don't know, if you're in Canada and go to ice hockey, or you were in Australia and what's the Australian football? I can't remember what it's called. Why did I use an example of something I don't remember? Wherever you are, if you go to matches that are in like stadiums that have like food for other people, do they have gluten-free food? Let me know, because I think this is something we need to look into. I support Ipswich, as if you've watched these videos, I'm sure I've mentioned, because they're my team, they're my guys. And they did terrible yesterday. We lost 5-3 to Wrexham, which, again, if you're someone who's, even if you don't like football, you've probably heard of Wrexham as a football club, because they were bought by Ryan Reynolds and someone else, and they've had loads of money put into them, and it's just really annoying. It's annoying when you lose to anyone, to be fair. It doesn't matter who. So yeah, but I am watching football. I've already watched a bit of Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday today, and then I watched some of Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. You'll see, I watch a lot of football. I really enjoy it. And that's kind of the sort of thing that I do to chill out at the weekend. I tend to do work at the weekend, even though I shouldn't. And I watch football. And that's what I'm doing today. So I'm about to watch that. This morning, though, we popped over to Mark's mum and dad's house, and I'm sure most people know, but it's Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year at the moment. It started on, I think it started on Pancake Day, the 17th? I think it was the 17th, and it is the year of the horse, which is actually my year, although it's the year of the fire horse, and I think I'm the metal horse. I didn't even realise I was the year of the horse, not because I was clueless of this stuff, but basically every year of the calendar, it rotates to be a different animal. And I always thought I was the year of the ram. Since I was a tiny little kid, always thought I was year of the ram. But my birthday's at the beginning of January, and so I was always told 1991, which is the year I was born, people in that year of the ram. But I'm born so early in January, that's before Chinese New Year. So actually, I have found out of the blue, I'm the year of the horse. So this is my year. So good things are coming for me, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But it's basically, it's the Chinese New Year period. So we went round to Mark's parents' house because if you didn't know, Mark is half Malaysian. His mum is Malaysian. He's got tons of family in Malaysia that we went and visited a few years ago. And we celebrate Chinese New Year. So we went over there and had all the decorations up. I should have taken some pictures or some video and stuff, but I forget. And my niece and nephew, they were in their Chinese New Year red little outfits and looked super cute. And yeah, we just don't do much, just hang out. But one thing we do get every year is we get little envelopes. Like these envelopes you get, and they're called ang pao. And basically we get these from Mark's mum, gives them to us with a little token of money inside each one. So this was what she gave me and Mark, and we just get different ones every year. They actually went to Malaysia really recently, and these are from a restaurant in, I assume in KL. If you know Kuala Lumpur, have you ever been to Madame Kwan's? So we got these little things, and they say Year of the Horse on them. Very cute, quite like them. Can you see that? There you go. So we got one of those each. And then my favourite one is that Mark's mum gave us this and was like, this one's for Peggy. So this, she got a little ang pao as well, with some money in it. And this one came from the Skechers shop, you know, the shoe shop in Malaysia. And they give out ang pao, I think, when you buy stuff in there. And it's got like a little cat in a horse outfit on it that moves around. And all the little people are wearing little Skechers outfits, little people, little cats. And then you can have it as a decoration. So yeah, thought that was kind of cool. I collect these. So me and Mark have been together coming up to, it's crazy, 17 years. So obviously we get these at special occasions and stuff, and I collect all of them. So I have so many of these. I sort of think because basically ang pao is like sort of a thing that signifies like good luck, prosperity and stuff. I always think it feels wrong to get rid of them. I think most people do just get rid of the envelopes, or maybe reuse them or something, or recycle them, but I've just got this thing about keeping them, and they all look really cool. So I've got a whole drawer of them, and yeah, so that's what we've been up to this morning anyway. That was quite nice. Always nice to see people and just drop in and say hello. And now I'm just gonna relax and watch football. I'm also not just relaxing and watching the football. I'm also I need to put up an Instagram post in a bit. I put up the YouTube video from the week just gone, put that up this morning. So I need to check if there's been any comments. There might not be. There might be. If you're watching this and you got to this point and you haven't written a comment on last week's video, or this video that you're watching right now, just say hello, because I do quite like it. I feel I'm someone who I don't like to say it and it feel like a real negative thing, but I don't like have many friends in life, and I'm absolutely fine with that. But what I do have, obviously, is a huge community online of people that I get to chat to regularly, which is really, really lovely. But yeah, I don't chat to people in a really personal way very often, beside like Mark and I guess mine and his family and stuff. But even then, we don't tend to that much. So it's just basically me, Mark and Peggy. So I love a comment or two. Oh, I've got a talk of the devil. I've got a message from... I've got a WhatsApp from my brother, who actually is on his honeymoon at the moment, and they have been in Sri Lanka and the Maldives. I think by the time this goes up, they'll be home. But amazing. What a dream. What an absolute dream. Wish that was me. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what this video is going to be this week. I haven't really thought about it. I thought, in my sort of thing of trying to not be a perfectionist, I don't want to make the videos specific about one thing or the other. Some of them will be, some of them won't be, I suppose. But I thought I'd pick up the camera, start this one off, say hello. Maybe I'll show you, what could I show you? I mean, I've hung some washing out today and Peggy's asleep over there. Not much else is going on. Yeah, we'll just see where it goes, and I'll probably just do it over the course of a few days this week. So yeah, come along for the ride, whatever that ride might be, whether it's at home, whether it's out. We'll do it together. As I said, football is on. Here she is. Are you okay? What are you doing? Oh, she's just snoozing. Aren't you? With your bear. Yeah. Hello. Hello. No, I won't, didn't we? Yeah. There we go. Are you okay? Just relaxing. Good morning. It's the next day, and weirdly, well, it seems weirdly to me, we have another online shop has just been delivered, and it's the exact same day, I think, as last week. It was Monday last week. I swear we just have it usually random. I don't think we always have it on a Monday, but Monday does make sense for the start of the week. So, as I showed you what we got in our supermarket order last week, I thought I'd show you again, and maybe in this video I could like make a dinner with some of the stuff that we've bought, like actually show you rather than just tell you. We'll see. But here is everything that we got, and again, quite a small shop, because we have a lot of stuff in the cupboard and we don't want to just buy stuff for no reason. We're trying to be better like that. One of the things this year, because we did a bit of a clean out, I don't know if I told you in the last video, but we're doing a bit of a clean out, and we went around the whole house, and one of the things was going through kitchen cupboards and just finding like condiments that you just randomly buy occasionally when you're like at a farm shop or something, and think, ooh, it's gluten-free, it's got no onion and garlic in it, which is what I have to look out for, so I'm just going to buy it for absolutely no reason. And then 3 years on, you're like, oh, it's out of date. And it's just like, oh. So I'm trying to be a lot more conscious in buying stuff with intention of using it and like planning a little bit better. So shops are a little bit smaller, which is good. It means saving some money. And it's just nice to have stuff planned so we know what we're going to have food-wise. And we don't have to stick to it. Don't ever have to stick to it. There's no rules. But when it comes to like 6 p.m. and you're just like, I don't know what to cook, that's really annoying. So when you've got it planned, it kind of helps. So again, waffling, sorry. But let me just show you what we have in the order. Okay, we'll start with stuff that is not for me, as I believe we did last week. I think Mark has got this again. He gets through this quite a lot. So he has got some, obviously, let's just have on the screen here, not gluten-free, not gluten-free. Some sourdough and some, what's this? Wholemeal tortilla wraps, because we have wrap night. Also, I needed to get some wraps and I didn't get any. Obviously mine are gluten-free, I get the bee-free ones, but that is so that we can have that. Always good to have these, because Mark often has a wrap for his lunch, and obviously this is a lunch thing as well. And yeah, that's sort of his gluten in the house, which means that nearly all the house is gluten-free, bar this, because, well, we keep it safe and it's absolutely fine. And I'm sure lots of people, I speak to a lot of people say the same, that if they are gluten-free and their partner's not, for instance, the one thing they'll have is regular bread. Saves money and it's generally just nicer for them. So that's that. That's not for me. I will not be consuming that. But I will be consuming, I think, everything else here-ish. There's a couple of things I won't, but that's just through choice. So we have topped up on some spaghetti. This is the spaghetti we get. It's the gluten-free brown rice spaghetti. And I often say that brown rice pasta is my sort of, probably my favourite of all the sort of gluten-free pastas you can get, purely because I think it's more stable. It doesn't break so easily and tastes nice. I think probably nutritionally it's probably better for you because it's brown rice. But that's not the reason we've ever had it, really. It's just the fact that we like the taste and yeah, it just holds and cooks better. And it's also good cold, although I don't tend to have spaghetti cold. But the other sort of brown rice pastas like fusilli and penne, they work as a pasta salad really well. So yeah, just topping up on this so that we can put it into our little jar of spaghetti, because you don't want to run out of pasta just before you're going to make pasta. So that is that. What else we got? Okay, so can of cannellini beans. I think this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some sort of cheesy, beany, frittery kind of things, which I really like doing because beans like bulk stuff out really nicely and got lots of nutrients in them, high in fibre, all those greens. Not that I look at it, it's too far away. I'm looking through a camera so I can't see the nutritionals, but beans are good for you. I can eat beans a lot better than I used to be able to. I used to really struggle with beans, like 5-10 years ago. I can eat beans now, so I eat them as much as I can. So that's going to go into fritters. Got some of the bulb bean butter beans. I just looked in the cupboard before we doing the order, realised that we used them last week, and bought another one so that we don't run out. That's that. Obviously, as I said last time, best beans do the job. But, you know, whatever. It depends what you're using them for. So when you're in the fritters and I'm blending them, I find that something like this is just as good as this, but when I'm having them sort of whole in something, I prefer to have them these ones because they've just got better texture and stuff, I find. So yeah, got some of these, just needed some more. I'm gonna make some pasta this week, like a sort of jalapeno popper cheesy pasta thing. I know these both say cheesy, but I like cheese. So yeah, just got some more of these because I don't think we have any. I must admit I didn't fully check because I was sitting on the sofa doing the order, but they last forever, so if we do have some already at the back of the fridge, it's fine, absolutely fine. The two things that, when I said I'm not going to be eating everything that's here, it is because I don't, this is for Mark likes these, what are they called? Wobble that wibble. It's just like a jelly, and he has things like that sometimes, so yeah, it's cola flavoured. I've never tried one, to be honest, but that's for him. As is this. I don't actually know what sort of yogurt is this. Dreamy caramel, oddly good. I don't know if they're gluten free. I assume they are, but some things have. Oh, there we go. That's actually interesting. So I was going to say some things have oat in and are not, but this has gluten free oat flour in the yogurt. So this is gluten free, even though it's got oats in it. So in the UK. So I'll just say this for Australian people, I'm sure you know, in Australia you generally can't have oats, even if there's no such thing as gluten-free oats over there. Over here, if things are certified gluten-free, like these gluten-free oats, it's fine. Which moves on nicely to another bag of my breakfast, which is muesli. I just go and have different ones every week. Wherever we have our supermarket order, sometimes I get own brand, this time I've got Nen's, and this is obviously gluten free, which does it say it's on the front? Oh, it says it right at the top. There you go, nice and clear. So that tends to be my breakfast with some milk most mornings. What we got? Lemons. Obviously, we used up all our lemons because we have pancakes and we cook with them quite a lot as well. One of my main things I use lemons for generally in cooking, like savoury, is sort of putting into rice. So we'll probably have some rice this week. We'll definitely have some rice this week. We always have rice. We have rice probably a couple of times a week. But like in my sort of one pot rices, I put some lemon zest and juice in and it gives it a nice flavour. Eggs, because when you run out of eggs, you need to get some more eggs. Lunches, breakfasts, dinners. Actually, one thing I will be doing this week and one thing I use eggs for, probably one of the main things, is coating stuff. So we are going to have, got some chicken here, I'm going to make some like katsu curry, chicken katsu curry. So we'll need to coat this in some egg and then some breadcrumbs and stuff. So that's good for the eggs, but also just eggs are just super versatile, and you can, I mean, when you don't know what to cook, you can make yourself an omelette. So those are my eggs. I'll just show you the meat now because I did. So obviously the chicken's katsu. I've got some bacon medallions, they're reduced fat, and that will go into the pasta, the jalapeno popper pasta. Just cut it really small. We don't, to be honest, we very rarely buy bacon. It's not something we buy ever, hardly. But if we do, we buy something like this, and yeah, and we'll just cut it up nice and small and probably won't use that much of it, but that's for that. And then the other meat that we have here is also a meat that we don't tend to buy that often, but we've got some pork mince, because I really fancy making some like pork meatballs, but like a sort of Chinese style with like honey and soy. So I'm going to make some sort of stir fry, I think, with noodles and that. Maybe we'll have that tonight, not sure. But we've got some pork mince, which, as I said, we rarely buy. We tend to buy turkey mince, and then more popular, then I'm losing my train of thought here. We tend to buy turkey mince. If we're not buying turkey mince, we'll buy beef mince, and probably pork mince is the least one we buy, although we never buy lamb mince actually. And we sometimes buy chicken mince. Talk about mince too much, who cares? But yeah, pork mince. And then pretty much all of this is vegetables, bar let's do the non-vegetable stuff. So as you saw last time, lactose-free milk for Mark, regular milk for me. We tend to buy semi-skimmed, just what we get. And then we've got some more rice because we eat a lot of rice, as I said last time. I think I even bought some last week, but we went through quite a lot, so it's always good to just top up, and I don't like to run out of stuff like that, just like with the pasta. And yeah, this is like the veggies, lots of veggies. So always like to get fresh ginger these days, and that can go into our sort of pork meatballs thing. Can chop some of that finely or grate some of that. Got some chives, because chives are great, especially when you can't eat onion. I've got some sweet potatoes here. I'm going to make some sweet potato waffles, which I don't think I've ever shown my sweet potato waffles before, but it's something that we really like eating. Make them, have them with like the cheesy beanie fritters. Then aubergines, we're going to have some miso aubergine, which it's not something that we've had very often, but it's something that over many, many years I always craved and really wanted to try, that I saw on social media. And then when we started having it, I realised why it's so good. So we've got some aubergines, quite long ones this time. That's what you get when you don't, when you order online. They pick them for you. I think they're picked quite well. So I never see them with this funny little bottom. So yeah, got some aubergines. Obviously, like within this, you'll see that there isn't any of the sort of things like I said about soy and honey with the meatballs and this like miso aubergine. Obviously, we have all of that stuff in the cupboard. We didn't need to buy it. We'll buy it every so often when we run out, but we don't need that today. Got some peppers here, which I'll probably chop up and have with the rice that I'll put with the miso aubergine. Really like peppers like this. I would have probably not bought ones that look quite so old, but that's what you get. Then we have got some butternut squash, which I will put in the katsu curry. So obviously katsu curry generally, you just have some sort of smooth sauce over the chicken and stuff. But I always like to add vegetables and stuff into it. So often I add carrot, but I am obsessed these days. I used to just be obsessed. These two vegetables, right? Sweet potato, I used to love roasted, and then butternut squash, I'd be like, don't like it. I don't know where that came from, because when I roast butternut squash now, I just think it's the greatest. I love it in like a curry. I love it in everything. So we're gonna have we're gonna just put this on a tray, roast this up, and have it mixed into the katsu curry, and it will be great. I mean, you could just like literally have a katsu sauce with roasted butternut squash, and it would be great without the chicken. It would be so nice. So yeah, got that. More peppers, which we'll chop into rice or have in stir fries. Everything. Peppers. I mean, when does a week go by where we don't buy peppers? We're always buying peppers. Got the pak choy, which will go into the stir fry with the meatballs. These leeks, which one thing that, I say I can't eat onion, but I can eat leeks these days. These are very dirty. Always having to wash leeks, and you have to wash in between every single bit because there's so much soil and stuff that gets in leeks. But yeah, didn't used to really be able to tolerate leek as much as I can now. Used to just be like this very top, like the most green bit. So when they used to cut them, sometimes you get leeks and they'd like think, oh, no one wants this bit, so they cut it off and just give it to you there. I always used to only be able to eat this very top bit. But what we've been able to do gradually over time is slowly go down a little bit further. This has taken ages. So we can go down a little bit further now. Just for our stomachs seems to be absolutely fine, because Mark also struggles a little bit with onion. Don't know, we've given it to each other for some reason. But yeah, with leek, we can go down a little bit further. Not all the way down here. This bit wouldn't be great for us yet, but maybe one day. But I do love leek. I think leek's a great vegetable. So even if you can eat onion, try leek, because it's just got such a nice flavour. Just remember that you'll definitely need to wash it so that you can use all these outer bits, because the outer bits are great too. You don't need to waste them. Got that. Got some tomatoes or tomatoes, just because having stuff like that in the fridge is always nice. Can have that and make a salad up with some of our dinners or lunches. Have rocket with everything. So yeah, that's great. Bean sprouts for the stir fry. I just wish you could buy bean sprout packets that were like half the size, because I'll only eat bean sprouts once in a week, and so it just gets, some of it just gets wasted. I bet it says don't. I don't know. I'm not sure. Keep it refrigerated. Do not freeze. I just love half packets. I think a lot of people would. Anyone else the same? Because otherwise it just sits in the fridge. That's just my little thing for the day. Spring onions, because similarly to leek, I can eat spring onions. Tend to just eat the greens because there's so much green. And then you can actually plant the base of these into soil, and you can then, well, you can put them in water as well actually, and you can then, once you've eaten all the green, you just plant this base bit in water or soil, and the green will grow back up again, so you can keep using them, or just buy some fresh like I have here, and that will be pretty much in most things we have. And then some coriander, which can go into the stir fry. And yeah, is anyone a coriander hater here? People often say you either love or hate things, just like with Marmite. I don't love, obviously when I say Marmite, gluten-free, you can buy gluten-free versions. But I'm not a lover or a hater. I'm just in between. And the same goes for coriander. It's just okay. Sometimes I don't really fancy it. Sometimes I do. So yeah, that is the shop this week. I did order some gluten-free bread, and it seems to not have arrived, so that's annoying, but that often happens because I choose a set one and I say no substitutions because I don't want them to substitute it with something that I can't eat. So yeah, we'll have to probably go to the shops for that. But that's everything that we have got in our Monday morning supermarket shop. And if you would like me to make any of this into recipes and put it on videos, let me know. Obviously you can't for this one, and I'll just do that. But yeah, that's everything we got. And I wonder if you can hear this. Let me take this over here. That's it's midday. Our little bird comes out. It's quite cute, isn't he? Is he gonna go? Let's see. He'll go back in a minute. Bye. That little bird's kind of annoying when you're trying to do, like, if I'm filming something, it always seems to be at 0:00 and he squawks and I'm just like, shut up. But he goes off in the evening, like it doesn't happen all night or something. Right, anyway, I better put all this food away and yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. So it's another day, and as I said when I was showing you the food shop the other day, I thought I'd actually show you one of the recipes that the food that we bought in the food shop is for. So I am going to make a couple of recipes that are actually in the new book, which actually, I keep saying actually, I showed the cover off today on my Instagram, and I need to do it on my Facebook and stuff, so you can't really see it. I'll put it on the screen. I'll get it on the screen so you can see it, but I showed the cover, so I'm kind of in the book recipe mood for Feel Good Gluten Free. So yeah, what am I making? I'm gonna make some cheesy beanie fritters, which I think I mentioned when I was doing the food shop. It was the other day, so brain is everywhere. And I've got my waffle maker out, and I'm gonna make some sweet potato waffles, have it with a bit of tomatoes and salad, and it's gonna be good. So yeah, I guess I'll just make it kind of, you can see what I'm doing-ish, and we can just chat, can't we? So, cheesy beanie fritters, I have got some cannellini beans. I'm just gonna mash them up. So, oh my God. I mean, if they don't need to be super smooth, because if they did, then I'd just use a blender. But you want them to be a little bit mashed. And then we're just gonna add loads of stuff into them. Obviously cheese, and some sort of flavouring mix I have here. And also, obviously, as I said, the recipes are in the new book, which is Feel Good Gluten Free. And you can pre-order it now. It's going to be out on the 9th of April in the UK. And if you're in the US, Australia and stuff, I think it's coming out slightly later, but not too much later. I'll put details in the description because I don't know the exact dates and I don't want to lie, because I'm just not 100% sure on the dates to the day. But I think it's a little bit later, just it's to do with shipping or something. But everyone will get the book. So definitely give it a pre-order if you want. Maybe I can tell you a little bit about it whilst I'm doing this. I won't bore you though. So I've got it all sort of kind of mashed. You can see it's kind of mashed, can't you? And then I'm just going to stir in a few other bits. So the cheese even beanie. So I've got some cheese and I will put that in. There we go. A bit of breadcrumbs and mustard. Obviously the breadcrumbs are gluten-free. I don't think I ever need to say that sort of thing, but I like to make sure, because some people might be new, that basically everything I do is 100% gluten-free. Oh my God, I got mustard on my... Everything I do is completely gluten-free, and it always has been on this channel. Ever since I started it, I've always been gluten-free. I was gluten-free for quite a long time before that as well. So I've got some spring onions. Also, one thing that if you've been around here a long time, you'll know, I can't eat onion or garlic, so you probably think, why is she putting spring onions in? But I can eat the green bit, can't eat the white bit, as I said the other day. I'm just repeating what I said in the supermarket haul, aren't I? I am not with it today, but maybe you have skipped to this bit and you didn't watch the beginning. I don't know. So yeah, let's put a bit of salt and pepper and seasoning in here as well. So these are red pepper flakes, which I really like, but you don't have to put them in. Anyway, I'm not gonna oh my God, this is one of those things where if you tip it, it's a bit stuck in here. Do you know what, like if you do that, it will just, the whole lot will go out and then you'll have ruined the whole thing. So always be careful. Make sure the end of your spoon's clean. I hope mine was. It's only for me and Mark, it's fine. Let's put a little, tiny amount of salt in, not too much. Salt, pepper. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you think I could do a TV, oh God, pepper everywhere. Do you think I could do a TV cooking show one day? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd be good enough, but I could give it a try, couldn't I? Right, I'm just gonna mix this all up. This spoon is way too small. Let's get a big one. Let's get a spatula. What we got? Good old pink spatula. Yeah, so Feel Good Gluten Free, obviously, is a book about feel-good recipes. And I didn't want to call it like healthy gluten-free or use that, because I think words like that are quite subjective and people sort of, I don't know, I don't really like phrases like that, but essentially the book is full of more healthier gluten-free recipes, and what I mean by that, because I've sort of at the beginning of the book I've defined what I sort of mean by healthier, and obviously one of the things about things being healthy to me is that they make you feel good. They make you feel good. And that's one of the concepts that sort of came to me as when I was thinking, what do I mean by feel good? What do I mean by sort of healthier? And it's stuff that makes you feel good before, during, and after you eat. Like in both ways, like physically and also like mentally. Because I think there's a lot of, especially when you're gluten-free, food and like your brain and stuff, it's also connected in how it makes you feel, I think. But also, it's not just about just literally that. It's about less processed ingredients. So as you can see, everything here is very minimal in terms of it's not processed foods that I'm putting into the recipes. And also we're doing stuff that's like higher in protein and higher in fibre, and just going all that way, because gluten-free food that you buy from the supermarket so often has thousands of ingredients, and it's just ultimately not the best for you. And there's a time and a place for it, obviously, but yeah, not all the time. So I'm trying to make the recipes a little bit healthier so that people can be healthier and happier. So I'm waffling so much here, aren't I? Right, let's put, and tell me what you think of these cooking bits in the comments. Do you like them? Do you not? You can see I make a right old mess. Also, what I'm going to add in here to make it a little bit softer, I've got some aquafaba, which, if you don't know what aquafaba is, it's like the liquid that comes with like beans, chickpeas and stuff. So this was just the beans, the cannellini bean like juices. Also, you can use that liquid, you can froth it up and you can use it in baking in replacement of eggs, which is great. And also it's kind of in place of eggs here, to be fair, because it's you could use an egg to help it bind together, but I've chosen to use that. Cheaper, easier. So I've got a mixture, and then I will make this into like little sort of little patties, and then we can cook them. So it's very, very simple, very tasty. Right, so Mark has actually just arrived.
Hello.
He's not in frame, but he's literally standing right next to you, because I've done it again. I'm a bit late sorting out dinner, and often when that happens, Mark comes down and is like,
"Can I help it up?"
Yeah, so he is going to finish off the fritters, and I'm going to make the sweet potato waffles, because this bit's quite simple, and Mark likes the simple bits.
And Mark is likes.
No, but so basically, all you need to do is make these into like little patties and then put them in the air fryer. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
So if you could do that, then I can get on with the.
Oh dear.
I've been saying how I've been making such a mess. Then I can get on with the sweet potato waffles.
Yeah, pass it over.
Okay. Right, I'm going to make my sweet potato waffles. So I've got some sweet potatoes in here that I have already cooked and taken out of their skins, and then some milk as well.
I thought you were talking to me just now. I was going to respond.
I'm trying to be useful.
It's like, yeah, I know you're making that.
So then I've got my eggs. I need something. One thing I hate about plastic bowls is that you can't crack an egg on a plastic bowl. If you do, you have to hit it hard, so hard that then it just goes.
What did you crack it on?
I crack it on here and hope that I don't make it starts dribbling.
I crack it on the flat surface and mixed success.
So I've got eggs in there. I'm going to put some yoghurt in. And we use this yoghurt from, oh no, how do you say the name? I used to just call it Phage, but there's that advert on the telly now. What's it called?
Fire.
Fire. I don't even understand
so they
how.
Want me to say it in this,
it's
like the accented way in the advert.
Isn't it a bit like there's the car brand, Hyundai or something? They always say it's not this, it's that. So,
I'm sorry, you'll have to appeal to younger people to get me to repronounce these things.
Yeah, I just call it Phage. Good old Phage.
Yeah.
Why do we need to say it differently? I guess if I don't know.
All that matters is that it's lactose free.
Yeah, so this one is a lactose free yoghurt.
I care much more about that.
Which Mark is very much lactose intolerant, as you'll know if you watched earlier in the video. And then I want to put in some oil. I've got my recipe open over here, because who remembers everything of what's in your recipes, exact measurements?
Well, isn't there like 100 in the new?
There's over 100 recipes, so it's not gonna. Now I'm like paranoid that I'm gonna sort of ruin it. So.
Wow, pressure.
It's fine. This oil as well, best oil ever. I feel like I'm wasting it doing this because I like using it in the pan, but I guess it's quite good for sort of squirting into it like this. But it's so good. Like, I just love this packaging. We've got quite into our oil, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, these days I seem to buy a different brand of extra virgin olive oil every time.
Although I think we'll stick with this one. I like this one. Now that we've got it, I don't think I'm going to go back. I've realised, like, if people are watching, that I stand here and whilst I'm measuring stuff out, I've got this finger pointing.
Does it help you not fall over? Is that balance?
Yeah, I think it must be. There we go. Bit of lemon juice. Obviously, like, realistically, and this is definitely something that we say in the book, we should be using a proper lemon. not lemon in a bottle, but we
Yeah.
have lemon in a bottle from Pancake Day, and I don't like wasting, so we'll
Good
use
call.
this. But I think you should probably it'd be better just to use a fresh lemon, because
Yeah, there's always extra stuff in those. But
yeah,
like,
there is, and it's not ideal.
Just think why.
Yeah, but that's what I've got today.
You know, it's like if you like bought a product in a bottle and it was called like orange juice.
And it
And they
wasn't.
were like, well, actually, it's not literally orange juice. It's sort of close. Though.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like they shouldn't be allowed to do
No,
that.
it's a bit disingenuous, isn't it?
I'll take lemon flavoured juice.
Yeah, but I think
Like cocoa flavoured.
I think this is one of the things that we've looked at with the book, haven't we? We've looked at stuff and we've realised that that you don't necessarily all the way through life look at the ingredients and anything. You're just, we do this because we have to look at ingredients as well on the back of the packaging.
You notice this stuff.
You're suddenly like, that's not really what it says it is, and it doesn't feel quite right. So putting in flour, and then putting in the bicarb, which is, we haven't got much left. I need to get some more bicarb.
Yeah, I used a lot.
Oh. Right, must remember. It's the sort of thing where I need to have one of these lists that you have on the side, and you can like write stuff you need, but I probably forget still. I'm very forgetful. Put a bit of salt in here for flavour, not too much, maybe a little bit more. Can never tell if we've got the right amount. And then just stir that through. And then we'll have I mean, you could whisk it through as well with this, because you're kind of making a batter for the waffles. And obviously with waffles like this, you need to have a waffle maker, but you can buy those like silicone waffle makers that are quite cheap, that you can use. You can put stuff like that in the air fryer as well. But we have got a waffle maker that we've had years, so we're going to make the most of that. And it's actually quite a good one, I think. Batter looks a bit like this. You've got a few little bits of sweet potato still visible. And then I'll just put it into the waffle maker. So yeah, these are two recipes from the new book. It's got such a mix of different stuff in it. I'll have to maybe that's something I can do in videos so that you can get a bit of a feel. I can share some of the recipes. Maybe sometimes I can show myself making some, but also sometimes you can just see us eating some, so I don't always have to film. Or once I've got my actual copy of the book, because I don't even have a physical copy yet because it's still coming from the printers, which is really annoying. I can show you, I can do a little bit of a flick through with you, if you'd like. Just let me know. So, right, this is now ready to be made into waffles. I mean, also, if you didn't have a waffle maker and you also didn't have like silicone waffle molds, you could realistically make this as like little pancakes, and it will probably work quite well because it is that sort of batter, and you could just like fry it in a pan or something. But when you see these waffles, you'll be excited.
How's it looking?
It's looking good. There we go.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see the bicarbiness of it
Yeah,
already.
it's sort of got a bit of buzz to it. It's come alive. Right. Whilst that's heating up, I'm going to put everything away because I just get so. After dinner, the last thing I want to do is put stuff away. Also, Peggy's here. Oh, thanks.
Bye.
Right, so I've got my jug and I'm just going to put this in here because then it will make it easier to pour it into the waffle maker, and then I'll make the waffles. I'm just scared it's going to fall out. It looks like carrot cake batter at the moment.
Yeah, well, is that a bicarb?
Yeah, it is. And obviously the orange with the sweet potato. Maybe I should make a sweet potato carrot cake.
Oh, but it makes sense.
It does in a way. It's the sweetness of carrot and the sweetness of sweet potato.
Sign me up.
What, as a taste tester?
Yeah. Just an eater.
And just like that, it's done. It feels like I'm doing like a proper like little recipe video because it actually looks really nice. But the only reason it looks really nice like this today is because I took a picture for Instagram. So I wanted to make it look slightly more appealing. I mean, it doesn't look like restaurant standard, but it looks, usually, especially when I'm just serving up Mark's food, just shove it on the plate.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Explains a lot.
I don't do that. But we've got the fritters, or what? I call them fritters, but like cheesy beanie things, whatever. They look like that. We've got the waffles, which got some extra ones here. Oh my God, they smell, honestly, they smell so great. Served it up with some roasted tomatoes, bit of rocket, bit of sauce, and I just want to have dinner. But let me know in the comments and stuff whether you'd like some more recipe stuff. I know that lots of you used to like the what's for dinner stuff and have said that you'd like some of that brought back.
Who's hungry?
Who's hungry? Yeah, let me know. But those are 2 recipes from the new book coming out on the 9th of April, Feel Good Gluten Free. So if you do want to get these recipes, and I mean these are not just great for like having with savoury stuff, they're great with sweet potato waffles are sweet. They are flexy and they are delicious, and you could have them with maple syrup, to be honest, and you could have them sweet or savoury, breakfast, lunch or dinner. They're so good. And if I was a real sort of like social media foodie person, I would like just bite into this randomly now and be like, but I don't want to do that because I want to enjoy my dinner at the table with Mark. So
Right.
Not going to do that. I will just do that for no reason. And yeah, voila! It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Yeah, hello. It's another day. I meant to actually say last night, was it last night? Oh my God, it wasn't even last night. The night before last, how our dinner was. Fritters and the sweet potato, oh my God, the sweet potato waffles were so good that we made some extra with the leftover batter and had them for lunch the following day with a fried egg on top. And so good. So super happy with what we've been eating recently, actually. I think because we've been trying to do, I've been putting up these videos on Instagram showing what we've been having for dinner, and I wanted it to be super just relaxed what we have for dinner, which it is, because that's literally what we are eating for dinner. But because I'm putting them in videos, I do definitely sort of think a little bit more, which has been awesome because it's meant that we have had a little bit more variety, because obviously can't just put the same thing every day. Although I kind of guess that would just be showing how it is very normal. I was thinking actually of doing breakfast, like what I eat for breakfast every day, because I mentioned that and lots of people said, yeah, let's do that. Well, can you do that for us and do like an Instagram post of what you have for breakfast every day? But it literally would be, if I did 5 days, it would be 5 days of the same, because that's all I have. I have the same thing every day. But maybe if I said that I was going to do that, maybe it would make me expand what I have. I don't know. Maybe it would be good. But yeah, really yummy dinner. Last night also we had something super delicious. We had katsu chicken curry with butternut squash and some other bit. It was good. We've been having good food. So yeah, I mean, I'm telling you this, and I like to keep this like chatty and open, even though I can't see you, but you can see me. What have you been having for dinner recently? Have you been in one of those ruts where you're just eating the same stuff all the time, or are you trying something new? If not, the new book comes out fairly soon, and hopefully that will give you some inspiration, because we all need inspiration, don't we? Otherwise we do just end up eating like a jacket potato with cheese and beans, because we just can't be bothered. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I have got my football shirt on because I am going to go and watch Ipswich play in about 20 minutes. I'm being picked up and we're going to go to the football. Ipswich playing Swansea. My brother can't go today, so I was asked if I would like his ticket, so I said yes, and I've got my shirt on. Here's my shirt. And yeah, I love going to the football, but I'm also not the best at being around everyone at the football. Not because I don't like being around people, I'm very much I get really into it and I just want to focus, and when there's people around and stuff, and I don't know, if I could just watch it on my own, I'd probably be happier. But I also do like going to the ground. I mean, I had a season ticket from like the age of 10 till 18, so I used to go all the time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll win. If we don't win, I'll be sad because it really affects my mood. So fingers crossed. The last 2 games I've been to, we've drawn 1-1, so I don't think I'm much of a good luck charm. I think we scored right at the end in both games though, so it felt like a win, but I mean 1-1 was pretty boring, isn't it? So yeah, I've got to do a few things before my dad comes to pick me up, so I best go soon. But I will say, last night, I mentioned the other day that I had just announced the cover of the new book, and last night it got to number 6 in all books on Amazon, and #1 food and drink book, #1 in healthy eating, #1 in easy meals, the most #1 in all books on Amazon in terms of new releases, and something called movers and shakers. So that was awesome. So thank you to anyone who has pre-ordered. So just got a message on my phone, on my watch. But yeah, it's awesome. So super excited about that. Obviously I'll put all the links to anything I've spoken about in this video that might be of interest in the not in the comments, in the caption below. But yeah, I guess I better start a new video for next week at some point, so I'm going to end this one here. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you got to the end, please do as I said not do as I said, do as I asked last time, and let me know if you did get to the end, and just any other stuff you want to say at the same time, because that'd be really appreciated. Thank you for those who left a comment in last week's video, meant a lot, and yeah, I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!